All right, crypto predictions for the week of December 14th to December 20th. Going to be going over Solana, Bitcoin, XRP, and ETH. All right, we're going to start with Solana. Look at what we marked out last week. So we had Solana coming up and then rejecting off the zone to go down. As you can see, we came up, rejected off the zone, but then boosted up. So we cleared through the zone. So this would have gotten stopped out there. Can't lie. But we can see right here, we are still trading within this zone between 146 and just about 121. So let's get rid of everything here. And we'll start by marking out possible liquidity on the day. Alright, we're going to drop down to the 1 hour. See how valid these are. That's a banger right here. This one, banger. This is not one right here. This is a valid sweep. This is a very valid sweep. This is a good liquidity zone. I'll drop down any lower ones. I'll mark this out too. All right, let's go back to the day. So if we look at Solana in particular, we're stuck. It's really just perfect consolidation. This is textbook consolidation right here. Just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, if we were to look at it, technically we're in an uptrend. As you can see, price goes bam, 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 break structure, but we never sweep this. We never sweep that. Then we come down, technically break, but we never sweep it. And then we come up, and we still have this valid low. So, to me, we're still, if I had to put a exact direction on it, I'd say we're bullish, but not a great place to buy because we still have high, large areas of unswept liquidity. So I think tonight we'll probably see this. This is definitely coming down and taking this stuff out right here. That's 100% happening. Maybe this could be valid if let's actually go down to the hour. That could be valid. That could be, we could consider this a valid low, but we are 100% coming down for this stuff right here. We've already came down. And then we also have all this liquidity sitting up right here. So this liquidity right here. So realistically, I think we could see this into this area of interest right here. This is a major area of interest because you can see there's a lot of sell side liquidity right here. Just like, sell momentum. We got a lot of selling momentum right here. So I think you could see us sweep down and then come for that zone. Or we could just straight up come for this zone first to then attack some lower targets. So how I see Solana playing out, especially earlier on in this week, I think we'll probably come down a little bit. I think we're not going to see a complete direction throughout the week. So it's either going to be, it's not going to be like a completely bearish week or, a completely bullish week or a completely bearish week. I think we'll probably see it go for one side then the other. So I think what I'd be looking for early on in this week is if we come attack the buy side right here to then go up, or if we just come for this sell side to then go attack some of this buy side. So probably Sunday, Monday, I'm going to be keeping an eye on what price ends up doing right away. Tonight, I think you could see some beautiful trades. You can either see, if we go down, price goes like this, takes out some liquidity here, and then we see a change of structure. I would 100% be looking for buys up towards this liquidity especially, and then maybe even trading back down to the zone depending on how much liquidity we leave underneath here. Or I'd be looking for, this is early on in the week, I'd be looking for these trades. I'd be looking for up a lower time frame change of structure, and then I'd be looking for trades down. So right away this week, I think it's going to be a good trading week for Solana. Alrighty, let's go towards Bitcoin. Last week on Bitcoin, we had marked out these higher time frame highs, and then pretty much, I thought it was going down just to go up. What we ended up doing was we came up, took out some liquidity, and then started pushing down. So if we look here on the hour, price came up, took out this liquidity, and then rejected off of it. We have a lot of selling momentum. You can see right here, sell, sell, sell. Now it does come back up, but it's going slowly down. Like, look, we go up, sell, comes up, sell, rockets up, but not, we don't take out this right here. And then it goes down. We come up quite aggressively too, but we don't take out this. Go bam, no more aggression, and then it just dies off. So let's mark out our liquidity here. Validated on the hour. So this is definitely like that. This is a good liquidity zone. Good liquidity. We got a lot of liquidity right here underneath this zone too. And then that's actually a really good sweep. So I'm not going to even consider that liquidity. Not going to lie. Let's say we have a little bit of liquidity here. Same thing with Solana. The only thing that I don't like is this is a pretty good shift of structure. You can see that price comes, sweeps all this liquidity right here, and then we just like clear. This is beautiful trading because this is clear what price is doing. It took out the buy side to then go for the sell side. We come back, we retrace, and then we go for more. All this like choppiness right here gets taken out later on. Look, that's taken out. Even the choppiness here gets taken out. The choppiness now, the most recent choppiness we see is this sell side liquidity right here. So I could either see, I could see price rejecting off this zone. We could see price come attack this to then go down lower. Because remember, we do have a lot of this sell liquidity right here, like a lot of selling momentum. So we could see price come down, go right up for this, and then if we see that, I say that we're probably going down for some buy side liquidity. Same as Solana. Or I could even see this right here. On a lower time frame, I could see us going to take out, on a lower time frame, I'd be looking for a small change of structure to then trade up into this. If we see that, that's a banging trade. I think if you see price move right away down on Sunday, so tonight we see price move down and then start to make a lower time frame change of structure, I think we are probably coming up for this liquidity right here. Whether we're coming for this stuff, I don't know. I feel like we're closer to this buy side liquidity, but again with BTC, I think we could see a lot of good trades this week. So I keep an eye out for which liquidity price is attacking first, because if price wants to go up, it's going to go down, then up. If price wants to go down, it's going to go up, then down. So keep an eye open, especially on Monday, Tuesday, on the hour and the day where price is attacking first, because that'll be a good indication of where we're going to go for the rest of the week later on. XRP, fuck, we didn't even do XRP last week because it's so stupid. Like, look at this. Only liquidity we have is here for this buy side. I mean, not really, but we'll mark it out anyways. I'm not going to trade XRP, but we'll do a markout. A lot of selling liquidity. I would only take shorts on XRP. In my opinion, I'd only be looking for shorts. Just because this buy side liquidity, like I'm not going to be looking for it to sweep low and then go up. I just don't see the point in that. But if I see XRP early on in the week, so Sunday, Monday, if I see some big pushes up here, don't get fooled. We're not going up. We're going up to go down. So I could see it coming for all this liquidity because there's a lot of sell side liquidity popping right here. So only thing I'd be looking for XRP, which I'm not going to be looking for anything because I don't want to trade it, is us to go up to then go down. Unfortunately, it's looking like we're coming for this liquidity right here, which sucks because that is an extremely low XRP. And the only thing to do is buy more when it gets there. All right, let's look at ETH. Last week we had, ETH played out perfectly last week. We had marked out this beautiful zone right here that ETH was going to come up, reject off of to then go down low because it looked a lot like BTC. The movement we were seeing, you can see the trailing up, but we're in a downtrend. If we look at Bitcoin, we're trailing up even though we're in a downtrend. And it played out perfectly. We dropped down to the hour. You can see price just came up, rejected off of our zone, and just shot down. We came for this buy side liquidity right here. Took out a lot of sell side liquidity. There's really nothing except for the liquidity up here. So I don't know if we're going to come for that because there's a lot of wicks on this buy side stuff. So realistically, we'd be coming for all the way down here. Fudging sucks. But let's get rid of everything here. Well, let's just go through it. Let's mark out the liquidity. Drop down and validate this. Just gonna move that to here. There's definitely liquidity right here. I don't think doesn't really matter how that low stuff. But that's not liquidity. Actually, yeah, we'll consider that liquidity. Look, it comes down and needs to retrace a little bit more before it does that. I think, honestly, we'll see. Look at it rejects off this zone. We already have a rejection off this order block here. I'd be keeping my eye out for one of two things. Price to Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday again. Price to immediately come down, take out this, and then come attack this. So there'd be take profit 1, take profit 2. Probably would not have a take profit 3 just because that's a little bit of a stretch. There's a lot of selling momentum right here. But this is what I'm going to be keeping my eye out for just because I like that. Or 2 sell options. And the sell options are a little risky because I don't know if I'd sell off of this zone just because we have so much liquidity sitting above, but we could see this. If this happens, I'd be really just putting my take profit here. Probably not going for any of these lower zones. Just not something that I'd really want to risk. If I did, I'd probably do 90% of my position take profit here, and then the rest just to see what happens. Or an ideal, like a high risk reward trade would be we come take out not only this liquidity, but this liquidity as well. Just because then we're closer to this liquidity sweep and then change the structure. Because you can see right here, price comes up, price sweeps this liquidity right here. Let me get closer. This was a pretty good trade. So we were in our higher time frame zone. Yeah, a nice higher time frame fair value gap. We drop down to the hour. Price comes up, rejects off of it. There's not a lot to target here. So this is a difficult trade to do because you're going to be holding it for a while. Like price has to go through all of this buy momentum before it goes down. So buying right here was probably not the greatest idea, but we do have all this sell side liquidity right here from the people that fell for that. That gets taken out. We come back up, take that out. We do have a change of structure right here. And then price comes, sweeps. Then we get a bearish change of structure right here, leaving us some beautiful fair value gaps. Price comes right back into our fair value gaps right here, like our massive sell momentum. And then what happens? It just dumps right off. So for price coming all the way back up here, I like that quite a bit because we're going to be rejecting off these zones that we already know prices rejected off well. So that would be a great trade. We'd have to take profit 1 probably on some closer liquidity because price is probably not going to move this clean. It's probably going to look more like this. And then we'd probably have take profit 1 here and then take profit 2. And at that point, I'd still probably chuck in a tiny take profit 3 down here because we would have taken out a majority of the liquidity that would be targeting for the buyers. So that would be a pretty high, pretty nice risk reward trade. So, but I think especially on Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, earlier on this week, I think we'll see some beautiful trade setups, a lot of good buying and selling opportunity. With some later on this week, I'd be curious to see how it plays out. But we're either going to get, I think we're going to get a lot of good opportunities this week, either earlier or later, depending on, like, keep an eye open for where price goes early on in the week. Like if we look at Bitcoin right here, keep an eye out if price comes down to take out this remaining buy side liquidity. I think that's a great indication that we're going to go up. Also, if price comes for the sell side liquidity, I think that's a great indication that we're grabbing this before we go down. So I just keep an eye out for that on Solana, Bitcoin, even ETH. ETH doesn't have as many targets, but I still think that there's a lot of great buying opportunity. This is perfect trading conditions. This is what you love to see. You love to see massive movements in wicks like this. Wow, with liquidity in between it. Like that is the most beautiful thing you can see ever because it's like clear indications. Like if we look right here, this is like the best trading conditions ever. When you get price moving aggressively and then slowing down, right? Because then even here, if we've done high consolidation, then we go up and we think price is going to come down a little bit first, and we see price come up, just barely take out these highs, and then a nice change of structure. That's a great, like that is textbook trading on a short, because then we know where we're going for this buy side liquidity. Like that is beautiful trading right there. It's much better conditions than if price is moving like, because then it gets confusing. You're like, well, fuck, are we coming for this liquidity even though this stuff's right underneath it, and then there's this stuff? Like, yeah, it's more complicated in my opinion. I like it when price is just, it's clear where the liquidity is. Like, we know this fucking movement right here is not liquidity. We know there's no, like, this is one candle. This is not liquidity. The liquidity is here and here. So where are we gonna go to see takeout, like to see liquidity sweeps? When price comes above this point and this point. Wow, look at that. Bam. It goes 3 times. Every single time sweeps a little higher. No closes above the wick. Price has no indication of going higher. Gives you guys 3 indications that it doesn't want to go higher. Do you want to go higher? Nah. A little higher? Nah. A little higher? Nah. Fine, we'll go down. And it goes down. Where is it targeting? It's not targeting this candle. No, it's targeting this liquidity. And then when we consolidate again, where are we going to be targeting? This liquidity and this liquidity. Textbook trading. These are beautiful conditions. Get out there and make some money.